a video on this pork luncheon meat. So, I remember years ago watching an episode of MASH, and on this episode of MASH, there was one of the surgeons, because he was a surgeon, wasn't he? He wasn't a doctor. Well, doctor is a surgeon. Surgeon is a doctor. But there was the posh surgeon, and they got a proper chef in the camp, and this chef turned their army food, like their basic rations, into something special. And the posh surgeon was trying to work out what meat was in this food that he'd made, and he couldn't quite place it, and it was like luncheon meat type of thing, like spam type of thing, and he couldn't recognize it. So I've always had that in the back of my mind, and I kind of thought, can we actually turn this into a meatball? Well, technically no, because meatballs need raw meat in, and this is cooked meat. So technically more of a rissole. I think rissoles are made with cooked meat in the same way that you make a meatball, but it's cooked meat instead of raw meat. So I was thinking, could we actually turn that into a meatball? Now you could say, what we could do is we could just cube it up and fry it or grill it like a meatball and cook it in a tomato sauce like that. And I suppose, yeah, but why would we not have a go at turning it into a meatball? You know. So I'm going to mince that. I'm going to combine it with some bread. This is dried bread, but I'm just going to soak that in a little bit of water, and then some egg, and then we're going to see how it turns out. So that's 300 grams. That's about 40 grams worth of bread, but I'm going to soak it in some water, I think, and then half an egg, half a medium egg, and we'll kind of see how it turns out. So I'm going to do it on the medium cutter in the mincer. So that's coarse, that's fine, that's medium. So we'll see how it turns out. So put a little bit of extra bread in that was just dried bread, because I think this is going to be a little bit wet, and we're just putting half an egg because I think any more and it would just be too wet, and I think that's quite soft. I think it would benefit from maybe some more breadcrumbs in there. Have we got some in the bottom there? What can we add? So this is just some dry bits of bread and like the crusts and things. I wonder if we've got enough breadcrumbs in the bottom of that. We could. Let me just clean my hand up. Right, so what I did was I just put the lid back on the container, and then just open the slight end, and then just tip some breadcrumbs out of the container. There's just a bit of bread there, that's not going to go in. So let's just mix that in, and we'll just let that bread soak up any of the egg mixture. That's very soft. I don't think it'll matter. I think the egg will bind it together. No, we might as well roll it now. We might as well roll them into balls. See what happens. So I can eat them because tastes alright with that. Tastes right. Yeah, probably should have done it on the coarser setting, but the bread's mixed in, so they should, rather than it firming up in a big lump, it'll firm up in the balls. So we can. I'm not going to cook it today. I'm going to cook them tomorrow. So we can put some lid on top of this, just a plate, and then we'll leave it overnight, and then we'll grill them, and we'll cook them in some just a cheap tin of tomatoes. I'm more interested in if it works rather than it being perfect. And I think that's it with a lot of things that I faff around with. I just want to know if something works, and if it is worth doing in a better way. Sometimes ideas work, but I don't want to put too much work into something that I'm just having a faff around with. If it's not going to be 100% successful, we can always revisit things later on. But I certainly think we could, if we were making rissoles and we wanted to, say after Christmas, there's generally some turkey left over. So, or like a roast chicken or anything like that. So to make some rissoles, you could then bulk it out with maybe some bacon and then some luncheon meat or some spam or kind of whatever you've got, and it would inject it with a decent amount of flavour. So we'll cut down the plastic waste, we'll put a lid over, we'll put a plate on top of that, and then we don't have to use any plastic weights, and we'll see how they are tomorrow. Let's have a look at these. Oh, they've firmed up a lot. They've firmed up a lot of those. I don't know if it's because it's cold, but we'll see. So let's fry them off. I was going to grill them, but I think if we grill them, we'll have to cook them in the oven. But if we fry them, we can cook them in this pan. Just add some tomatoes once they're nice and brown all over. So we'll get those brown, and then we'll just use some cheap tomatoes and see how they turn out. So they've coloured okay. Now I was thinking they're not going to need a lot of cooking because everything's already cooked through. So once they're hot on the inside, they're going to be tender and they're going to be cooked. But I'm still going to cook them for a long time because I want to have like a reduced kind of sauce, and I don't think they'll particularly like being boiled rapidly. So we're going to cook it for a long time, and then it'll be a gentle cook, and then flavours can come out of the meatballs into the tomatoes, and tomato flavour can go into the meatballs. I think that'll be for the best. Yeah, we'll use 2 tins of tomatoes so they're covered, and then we'll put a lid on as well. So the thing about using cheap tin tomatoes is you just need to cook them for longer, so it concentrates the flavour more because they're not full of flavour. There's more better quality tomatoes. So I could have done more meatballs, but not to worry. So up to temperature, slow simmer for a couple of hours, and then we'll see how they taste. It's a bit hot, isn't it? Let's have a look. Certainly cooked. It's certainly going to be tender. Get the shape. Oh, they're really soft. They are really soft, falling to bits soft. You know what? They're pretty good at those. They are pretty good. That certainly works. Right, I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like an assassin's pasta with the tomato sauce. So just move those out of the way. So assassin's pasta. Is it assassin's pasta? Pasta alla scenes. Move those out of the way. So fry your pasta off, get it toasted, and then tomato sauce on top of it, and the tomato sauce and a bit of water is going to cook the pasta like that. So create a mess, isn't it? So we'll get more of that all steamed up. We'll get some more of that sauce out of there, and then we'll cook it in the pasta, and then and I think that'll be really kind of quite nice with those meatballs. But we're back when there's less steam and the pasta's cooked. So basically, you just cook it until the sauce is almost evaporated and starting to fry on the bottom of the pan. And then it goes a bit crusty and absolutely delicious, and it's a really good way of adding like depth of flavour to cheap ingredients. So all it really was just some cheap tin tomatoes and some cheap spaghetti, and you end up with this thing that's really kind of intense and amazing tasting. Delicious. That's going to be really nice with those spam meatballs. Is that what we're going to call them? Luncheon meat. pretty much the same thing, isn't it? Anyway, so it works, it's delicious, it's a success.